What's up, music teachers? In today's video, we're going to be talking about using ChatGPT to find your unique copywriting voice. So I have never thought that I would create a training like this, but here we are. And it's surprising, this journey for me with like being able to use AI to accelerate my business. It's really just come off of like kind of like just advice that my mentor gave, and just him sharing about how it's been able to help his life as well, just accelerate business. And I want to just kind of show you what I have done and give you a guide on helping, like having ChatGPT not just replace you. It's not going to replace you, but it's going to enhance your voice and really help you clarify your own copywriting voice and find your uniqueness a lot quicker. So that's what it's helped me do. It's helped me create a lot of effective content so far, and a lot of content really quickly. So my goal for you with this training is for you to be able to use this AI to create content faster, create content more efficiently, but also more effectively as well, because you're not just training it to fit your own copywriting voice, but it is becoming, but you're really clarifying what it is to make it unique as well. So, funny thing is that ChatGPT, I had it create this whole entire guide. So what I mostly did is I helped refine it and made it into something that, would have been something that I would have written already. So the introduction here, as you know, their journey to creating a thriving music school isn't about teaching music. It's about being aligned in all parts. So I've worked with ChatGPT to really refine my own copywriting voice. I want you to go through the same steps. So the end result here, after you complete this, I want this to almost be like a copy and paste to help you train your AI. So the result is that you'll get a high quality personalized post or emails, on the first draft. So the main thing is like being able to go to ChatGPT. I want a draft about this post, and that first draft should be as good as possible. Obviously you're always going to have to refine and like put in your 10%. So I feel like when you get this really good, ChatGPT will give you 90% of the post that you want, but the 10% is really what's going to matter. And it's like the personalization part. It's the soul, the essence of what we put in that makes our content uniquely us. We get to put 100% of our energy into that 10% so that the post itself becomes so much more effective because of that. So just imagine, being able to share a post idea. ChatGPT will take that, write in a way that sounds just like you, and allows you more focus on connecting with your audience, refining your offers, even like when you don't even have to spend so much time creating content, you can spend more time creating music as well. I don't want you to use this as a replacement, but as an extension of your voice. So you not only have me as your coach, but you also have the ChatGPT to coach you 24/7 as well. So let's go ahead and walk you through this. So the first thing here, is that this is just a rough draft of this guide. This is probably just version 1. What's going to be really important for me is to have you be the guinea pig. And I would love for you to give me feedback on how this experience is for you. Is the AI giving you good reference or good rough drafts to be able to use off of? All these steps from now on are going to be ways to help you train this AI. And I asked it specifically to use the steps that I took. So I just want to let you know that's where this is coming from, so that in case you're getting some wild like drafts from it, like we can help refine this process and do this training again. So the first step here is making an account. So if you've never used ChatGPT before, you can get it for free. And I believe, it is $20 a month. I'm paying about $20 a month. And let's see, I don't know what this is all for, but if you look up the bonus section down here, I talk about upgrading ChatGPT. So we won't talk about that just yet. We'll just really focus in on, if you have an account, make an account. You can do all of this for free. Step one is define your audience. So we want to understand exactly who we're talking about. That's the effect, like that's the foundation. So defining our audience will allow you to craft content that deeply resonates with your students and also the parents. So we want to think about both. So what we have to do is, this is kind of like our market research, our like the things that we have done in our week one, becoming an irresistible music teacher. We want to do our market research and just clearly define what that is. But if you haven't done that, if you want to refine it, go ahead and do that here. Write it down so that we can just copy and paste it. But I had ChatGPT give us the how-to, but also some fill-in-the-blank templates. So for each of these things, go ahead and use that to your advantage. That's fill-in-the-blank templates, and then be able to expand on that, of course. This is just to help get the ball rolling. So feel free to take a look at the how, the example, and the fill-in-the-blank templates for each of these things. I don't want this video to go on too long, so I'm just going to give my high-level thoughts on what you should be talking about for each step. So, and then the guide, the guide breaks it down for you. So step one, define your audience. So again, think about your students, but think about your parents. I want you to really think about the values that they have. I teach you, we need to talk about the values that our students have and what makes them uniquely them. So as you're thinking about that, tell ChatGPT about what you're looking for, right? And it will also prompt you in specific questions to help you refine it. So if you're having a lot of hard time on figuring out your audience, ask the AI to ask you some questions. That's what it did for my core story. And then I was able to talk to it and be able to share my thoughts in a conversational format, just as if I was asking you in a one-on-one call. So step two here, identify your copywriting goals. So this is like, where are you wanting to post this? Are you wanting to post it on Instagram or Facebook? ChatGPT can give you some parameters to work towards. For example, Instagram has a 2,200 character limit for its captions. So what I do is I ask ChatGPT to give me the caption or give me the post under 2,100 characters, just so there's some buffer room. So this is where the goals are. Identify what those goals are, because you writing for an email versus a social media post can come across differently and should come across differently because they might have different strategic goals. So this is like, what is the strategy of that goal? Step three, determine your content types and platforms. Same thing here. This is more about the strategy of what is the end goal of my copywriting. I want this to be a social media post. I want this to be an email. I want this to promote an upcoming concert that I'm having with my students, right? And this is the tangible thing, what platform is it in? But also, as we move on to step four, analyze and reflect your brand voice. So this is something where will develop over time. We'll talk about how to give it references on how to define your brand voice, but it's first going to start off with you. So I have had ChatGPT give us step-by-step things to do to be able to get a start, because I feel like your brand voice isn't defined by a few words, but it's going to be defined by your compilation of all your different posts. For me, it's been able to create a really refined, brand voice for myself, because I've given it so many references of my own posts that it sees the trends. It sees what's the same and what's different. So first we want to start off with the foundations though. So adjectives, I always like this, adjectives. What you can do is look up a wheel of emotions and just take a look at it, right? At the end of the day, your copy needs to have emotion into it. So if it's not hitting any of this, then we're not doing our job. So look at all of these things. Wheel of emotion, what type of tone or, how does your voice come across? How do you want your voice to come across? Just think about that for yourself first. But then we could also think of is the hierarchy of, I forgot what it's called here. Let me Map of consciousness. That's what it's called. So look up this right here. What I do a lot is I train ChatGPT to talk out of a frequency of courage. I want to empower my audience. I want to attract other students that are courageous as well. So just make that note, right? What kind of frequency do you want to speak out of? What kind of tone do you want to speak out of? Just keep that as you are going through these questions. I don't think I need to go through each one of these because they're pretty self-explanatory, but use this as a guide to be able to like help refine it even deeper, because you can always make it more refined. Just like for you, going through this process of refining ChatGPT is going to refine your own skills on your own copywriting voices naturally. Write from emotion, right? Emotion is going to be the most important word that you use in step 4. What type of emotion are you writing out of? Are you trying to come across with? If I were to lean to one side, I would really just think of what tone of voice, what emotions do I want to write out of? How you come across is going to be less important because we can't control that, right? But we can control what emotion and frequency we write through. So there are some fill in the blanks templates. So all you want to do is be like, hey, I am going to create my brand voice. Here are the adjectives that I want to, my brand voice is adjective 1, 2, and 3. So use that to your advantage. Step 5, gather voice references to train your ChatGPT. So this one was the key for me. I was able to go through self-references for myself, but external references. I used posts from my own coaches and the mentors that I looked up to. I just said, hey, this is what I want to reference as well. I really like this part about their voice. Can you be able to use these as references for my copywriting voice? And I pretty much did that. What I like about their voice is this. Here is a reference from my coach, Dan Bolton. I really like the references that I really like his copywriting voice because of this. And I just really talk to it. Bonus tip here, right? You can be able to use this mix of internal and external references when you prompt ChatGPT. So for example, you can use like, hey, use my brand voice similar to this and incorporate the casual humor I highlighted. So just telling it what you want. This video right here that I'm filming, I want that to be the takeaway here, not just these fill in the blank templates, but how you want to use ChatGPT. So as I'm talking about these steps, notice how I'm using it and how I have used it to train my voice. The why, what, how, now. So this is a great way, great framework that my coach has taught me as well. It's a really easy way to create effective posts and give yourself some structure, but also flexibility as well. So I gave you an example down here, but what, you want to introduce the topic or the idea that you are sharing, the why is it important? We want this is also going to, hook people in and keep them into wanting to apply this for themselves. The how, you can give them a few actionable steps, or what I like to do is like the how is like the shift, right? What can they do to start shifting towards this new identity, shifting through this new unique mechanism? And then the now is like the call to action. So here's an example. Feel free to use that, but also there's a fill in the blank template that you can be able to use as well. I won't have to go through this because you could just read it, but it's there for your advantage. But once you use all of these things, you are not limited to all these 6 steps. These are some things that you can be able to not just use with the AI, but like imagine if I just gave you this guide. This would be a great worksheet for you to just use for yourself, for you to train yourself and you to define and redefine what your copywriting voice is, because this is the journey right here. It's not just doing this once, but it's doing this over and over and over again. And it's a cycle and something that I'm still doing to this day. So we'll talk about the final action item, but a few bonus steps to help you. Consider upgrading. It's only $20 a month. And what you get is you get better performance and you also get kind of like priority access. I don't know. The reason why I bought it is because I know that if I buy something, I'm going to use it seriously. So if you're the same way, feel free to buy it. You're not going to regret it, because $20 a month for a virtual assistant that is the smartest virtual assistant in the world, I think it's worth it. What I like about it though is that you can use voice to text. I showed this in the support call, but like when you use this voice, like it's so like futuristic. I don't know. I was using it for morning routines to create a morning routine this morning, and when you activate it, it like looks like this, and it turns into like this AI. You could just talk to it, and then from there, it will like talk back to you. So let's just see what it says.
Sure, I'd be happy to help. Just let me know what you're curious about or what you'd like to talk about.
See, it's kind of creepy, but it's really cool because I can take this onto a walk and I can just talk to it. And it's so like conversational. I like to use the voice feature, or there's like a text to speech or a speech to text one as well. You can also create like custom prompts with it. This is something you don't need the paid version for, by the way, but you can save time by using custom prompts, like create like keywords to have it, create like content whenever you need to. But what you should do is build a consistent feedback loop. This is the key. This is something I'm incorporating into my daily habits today. Is like, hey, I want you to like give it feedback, and that's how it gets better really quickly. I was not a believer, because what I would do is I would just ask it something, and if it didn't give me the answer straight up, then I would just ditch it. But I would be like, oh, there's no hope here. But where the secret lies is behind the refinement, and you actually taking the time as if this was an employee of yours. And what you could also do is ChatGPT in here has a thing called Explore GPT. So what I did is I use this copywriter GPT here, which is really cool. I guess they're like, think of it like presets, and just take a look at this, explore it, have fun with it. But you can also ask what specialized ChatGPT that you can be able to use. So here's the action item. Here's how to approach ChatGPT. The goal of this whole guide is to be able to do this. Now that you've gone through the guide, train GPT, you're able to use it for generating content. So start by giving, what you just want to do is share an idea, in a conversational tone, like talk to it. So if you wanted to use a fill in the blank template, or if you paid for it, you want to use the voice features. I like just talking to it. And then it'll take me wherever, but you can start with a rough idea, be like, hey, I want to create this post to do this. Can you draft something that shows this? Or can you draft something based on the references that I've given you and trained you to, give me this type of post? And then once you do that, give it feedback. Hey, thanks. I don't like this part about the post. Can you do this instead? Or can you give me another version of this without this? And then you can make it be like, hey, let's make sure that we're not talking to people in third person. We're talking to people like face to face. And then from there, just tell it if it's getting closer or getting farther away. Again, it doesn't have emotions, so it's not going to get butthurt by your feedback. So again, I know this was just a rough draft of this training, right? But what's going to help me help you the best is giving me feedback on how this is helpful for you. So if this is helpful, if you're finding that this is like giving you if you're finding that this guide is helping you copy and paste stuff really easily and able to use ChatGPT really effectively, let me know. I will keep using ChatGPT to train and use it to refine my course and stuff. That's what I'm doing right now with this, is like I'm using it to refine my course, but I'm trying to find that sweet spot. So I'm taking like my worksheets and I'm putting it in here. So if that's something that you want me to create a guide on to help you use ChatGPT to create your course really easily, let me know, and that's something I can create as well. But other than that though, appreciate you for checking this out. I'll see you in the next one.